Hey everybody in YouTube land, welcome once again to Lancing with myself, where I talk about the perils of freelancing and being a creative game designer in a world where you might not have much money or many spoons. Today we're going to be talking about teaching and learning. We've had a huge explosion of people into the hobby over the last 5 years, and role-playing and tabletop combined. And we've also had a huge explosion of nerd culture, which means people are coming in with completely different backgrounds that are completely disconnected. You know, they're people who have never read a comic, never seen a nerd TV show, never played a board game, never played a role-playing game, never played a computer game. They just, maybe they've played Two Dots and they've seen Star Wars, and that's it. That's their entire background. It used to be that nerddom was this great spreading thing. And not that we all should know pop culture, but rather that this means that people have very disconnected experiences. And I find when I go to conventions, especially when I've got role-playing games, almost every second person I talk to, I have to explain what a role-playing game is. Because they've just never experienced it before. But they're interested because they've come to these fairs with this one connection, and they want to go, what else is out there? What are these things? What is wrestling? And what are computer games? What are role-playing games? Meanwhile, we've got people in the same field who are coming out artistically, who want to pursue. I was working with someone the other day who's been designing games for 10 years, never encountered or heard of the possibility of a cooperative game, and never really encountered parlor games either. He'd just seen games in big boxes, and going back through his history too, back to the old sort of bookshelf games. Yesterday I saw someone talking about how they had still believed in the idea that the tortured artist, the idea that being mentally ill somehow makes you more likely to be creative or more true to creation, and that curing that can shut off your artistic abilities, and that's just complete hogwash. It's absolutely not true. It's entirely debunked, and it's a bad idea. It encourages really unhealthy attitudes. And we know that the more healthy people are, the more artistic they are, the more creative they are, the more inspired they are to tell and share their stories. So that's really important. There are lots of people out there who are asking very basic questions, questions that people are like, well, surely we've answered that, or, we've already discussed that. Just go back and look at the law. We've made conclusions. We understand now that system matters, and that setting informs system, and there's no such thing as just anything that's empty crunch and empty fluff. The two work and feed together. Fluff is not so fluffy. We have great books written about how to GM, and how to build campaigns, and they're like, don't you know these things? No, because all they've done is played one game of D&D. They saw an episode of Stranger Things. They watched an episode of Critical Role. They have no grounding in any of this, and that can be frustrating. That can be like, I've been, in this industry for so long, and normally, we're used to people coming in with more experience because there were limited pathways. So by the time that they got to us and to the point where they wanted to build, they had more experience. And so that's kind of frustrating and kind of weird, and it can make you feel like, go away and learn for 10 years. But things have changed, and they can't just learn. What does all this mean? It means we have to be teachers. We can't afford not to be teachers anymore. And being a teacher is actually a good thing. There's a wonderful quote in Michael Crichton's Congo that I've never forgotten, which is that there is an inherent kindness to the human spirit, and one of its faces is the face of a teacher. Being a teacher is a great way to be kind. It's a great way to let people in and to encourage a sense of wellness, a sense of strength. It passes off the confidence you have in your own abilities to other people. It also helps you learn. The more that you teach, the more you actually understand what you know. And there's a thing in medicine that they call learn one, do one, teach one. Whenever you're learning something, you learn it, then you do it on your own. So you learn it from someone, you do it from someone, and then you teach it to someone else. Now that's important because it also means that you are learning, because when you teach, you have to learn. You have to figure out how to communicate it, which means you simplify it down and express it to others, and it helps your own mastery. But what it also does is cover the fact that when people get into medicine, there are hundreds and hundreds of things they need to do and learn that they can't just learn through a channel. There isn't a school where you can go, here's how to fit an IV, here's how to do a history, here's how to do a chart, here's how to prepare this, here's how to order medicine. You can't. You just have to learn it as you go, which means everyone else who is learning with you is instructed to be a teacher, because that's the only way it works. And we've hit that thing now where people are coming in with a vast array of backgrounds, with no experience, no connection, and way too much to learn. And that means all of us, including those new people, have to be teachers. And to be honest and humble teachers as well, with the sense that they are ready to learn, but we've all got to be teachers. We've all got to go, oh, I know that, I've learnt that, I can help. And there's a lot of attitude going around where people are very smug and very unhelpful and going, oh, duh. And it's just not helping. And I know it's a natural reaction, but it's better for you, it's better for everyone. It's time to be teachers. We've all got to be teachers. And not teach wrong things as well. Make sure you know before you teach. So ask, learn, teach. It's better for you, it's better for the hobby. That's the message today. Learn, do, teach, in that order. See you next time. Play games, pat dogs, be good, have fun.